We're looking at chapter 8-2. We're going to go ahead and get started with our guided practice, which is on page 242. I'm going to do numbers 1 and 4 with you guys. So number 1, we have a system of linear equations. Our first equation is 3x minus 2y equals 9. And our second equation is y equals 2x minus 7. So since we have a system of linear equations, we can use substitution to find that. I don't want to go and find y up here because I already have it solved for me, y equals 2x minus 7. I don't need to do any work now. I have y equals something, so I can plug that in for my substitution method. So I have y equals 2x minus 7. Y equals 2x minus 7. I'm going to substitute that in for this y right here. So substitute it in for the y right there. So 3x minus 2, and then put in parentheses because it is multiplying right here, times 2x minus 7, because that's the same thing as y. I'm just substituting this in for y, equals 9. So what I'm going to do now, since I have this touching, it's multiplying. I have to distribute, just like passing out paper to the whole table. I have to distribute to everybody. So negative 2 times 2x gives me negative 4x. Negative 2 times negative 7 gives me plus, because a negative times negative is a positive, 2 times 7 is 14. So I get plus 14. I want to make sure I bring down this 3x so I don't forget it. I want to bring down my equals 9. Now I have like terms that I can combine. 3x minus 4x gives me negative 1x plus 14 equals 9. I can say minus 14 to this side. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other side, so minus 14. 9 minus 14 is going to give me negative 5. And I'm going to bring down my negative 1x here. A 1x is the same thing as just saying x. So divide by negative, or you can keep that negative 1 and divide by that. That's fine too. I get x equals 5. Because a negative divided by a negative gives me a positive. So x equals 5. Now I'm going to take that x equals 5 and plug that in to our first equation again. So y equals 2x minus 7. I know what x is equal to now. X is equal to 5. So I can plug that in here for x. So instead of saying y equals 2x, I'll say y equals 2 times 5 minus 7. I'm plugging the value of x into the equation. So 2 times 5 gives me 10 minus 7, bring down everything else. 10 minus 7 gives me 3, so y equals 3. I have an answer for x now. I have an answer for y. My coordinate pair is in the form x comma y. So I know x is 5, and I know y is 3. So my coordinate pair is 5 comma 3. We're going to go ahead and take a look at number 4 now. Number 4 is x plus 2y equals 6, and we have x minus y equals 3. So we have two different equations again. I can go ahead and use this first one. Since I don't have anything that just is x equals or y equals, I've got to solve for one of them. So x plus 2y equals 6. I'm going to solve to get x by itself. So x plus 2y equals 6. I can say minus 2y here. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So x is going to equal negative 2y plus 6. Now I have an answer for x that I can plug in to solve for y. So I'm going to plug this into the equation here. So instead of writing, let me write the equation first. X minus y equals 3. Instead of writing x here, I'm going to substitute this in. So I'm going to have minus 2y plus 6. I substitute that in for this x. Bring down my minus y equals 3. Now I have like terms that I can combine. I'm going to combine these like terms. Negative 2y minus y gives me negative 3y. And then I have to bring down my plus 6 and bring down my equals 3. So now what I want to do to get y by itself is subtract the 6 from this side. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. This cancels it out, and I'm going to bring down my negative 3y equals 3 minus 6 gives me negative 3. I want to divide both sides now by negative 3 because I want to get y by itself. Since it's multiplying, I have to pull them apart and divide. So to divide by negative 3, divide this side by negative 3, I get y is equal to 1. Now that I have an actual answer for y, I'm going to plug that back into the equation. So I have x minus y equals 3. I'm going to plug in 1 for this y here. So x minus 1 equals 3. To get x by itself, I have to add 1 to this side, add 1 to that side. I get x is equal to 4. So I'm almost done. The last thing I have to do is just make this into my coordinate pair, my xy coordinate pair. X is equal to 4, y is equal to 1. So my coordinate pair is 4, 1.